בוקר טוב, אנה.
אין, אני לא צריכה לבחור virtual classroom.
בוקר טוב, שומעים אותי?
כן?
בוקר טוב, בוקר טוב לכולם.
בוקר טוב. אנה, התאפרת?
את יודעת שאפשר לאפר בזום? אפשר לא להתאפר אלא לאפר את עצמך בזום? ידעת?
ואפשר גם לתקן קמטים, את יודעת?
לא ידעתי שאפשר.
כן, כן.
איך עושים את זה?
לא, זה במסגרת האיפור, כן.
יש לך
לא יודעת.
את הוידאו, ואז אפשר touch your looks, ואז זה עושה blended כזה, כאילו, את רואה? אין לי קמטים, הכל חלק.
את עשית? באמת?
את לא רואה שאת לא רואה לי קמת אחד, זה כאילו בוטוקס?
לא, אבל אני צריכה לעבוד על זה, לראות איך עושים את זה.
אני אראה לך.
אני לא ראיתי איך... לא, תשמעי, זה טוב. וגם את יכולה לראות איך תראי אם תעשי משהו, את מבינה?
אני רוצה שיער בלונדיני.
טוב, זה פשוט, חני. לכי לסופר פארם.
ידעתי שתצאי לי.
שלום, דפנה. הנה דפנה לא שומעת אותנו. מראשון, מקרמים בראשון.
אתן מקליטות?
לא. הנה, כתוב recording למעלה, את רואה?
וואי, שלא יקליט את השטויות.
היי, אורית.
הטלפון הזה רץ אחריי כבר חודש, אני חושב.
איזה טלפון?
זה שהתקשרו אליי עכשיו. לא יודע, מכלל, אני יודע כלל תמר.
אוי, רואים אותך.
היי ציונה.
Hi, Anna. Hi, how are you? I left, Kiru, you know, with the Zoom, it goes on parallel, in a parallel manner. I have one meeting that I just left and another meeting that I have to join in. And in between, I have the sandwich, very tasty sandwich of Masa. So, בסדר.
בוקר טוב, ציונה, good morning.
Okay, so good morning, honey. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. So you tell me, Anna, when the right time it is. בסדר?
Yeah. The teachers are joining now. We start at 10.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Ladies, we want to know which schools participating. We must know which schools are participating. So we can see your names, but Avital, who you can see here under product Masa, will now change herself to Avital Masa. And please go to the upper right corner of your picture. Do you see three dots there?
Yeah.
So open it, and where it says rename, so please, if you can write, for example, Hagit Safir, okay, the name of the school, please. Okay, ladies, should I repair this? Everybody understood?
On the right corner?
The upper right corner, it says mute, and it also, or unmute, and it also says like 1, 2, 3 dots. If you open it, one of the categories there is okay.
I can see it, Anna.
Me too. I can't see it. I can't find it. So
I can't see. I'm from phone, so I don't have
gallery
them.
view. This is what is written. Gallery view.
I think you can only do it from the computer. I don't know if you can do it from the telephone.
Okay, so those of you, ladies, those of you who cannot do it, please go to, you know, where you write a message, where you share a message with everybody.
Yeah.
Rishon. Also, we need the name of the city, because some of the names, as you know, of schools, they repeat themselves. Okay, for example, Drora, I can see Drora. If you can do it, if you can do it, you know, where we said rename, please. And if not, then send a message and in the chat, right? You know, go to the chat and write Drora Gilo Aleph Yerushalayim.
And change the name from a phone, because I just did it.
Yeah, maybe.
I just did it now. So.
You can?
Yeah, I just did it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just did it.
Hi, if you press participants, you'll see the list of all of the participants in the conversation. And if you'll press your name, you'll be able to change your name. From
it's possible to change from there?
Yes. Participants.
Okay. You see, this is called distance learning. We're learning something with every Zoom that we do, right?
Excuse me, can you please say it again? How can we change our names through cell phones?
Yes, so you press the participants, and once you get the list, press your name and you'll have raise hand or rename, and then rename. Is that working for you?
Daphna from Kramim in Rishon, change it please. It says 3ED something. Please put your name and the school and the name of your city. Ilanit, also Ilanit Maman, can you please do it? Teila from Jerusalem with the 2 sweet girls. Can you do it please? Oh, Kulod, Kol HaKavod. It's done.
I wrote Rishonim School, isn't it enough? I mean,
you see it? Avital, can you see? Yeah. Thank you, Ilanit. I'm not looking at participants. We have 40 now. Avital, how many should we have in this meeting today?
Close to 45, so I think we can
Let's give it
start.
1 more minute. Let's give it 1 more minute, and then 10:05. At 10:05, we will start, okay?
Anna?
Yes.
Hi, this is Sharon from Netanya. Sharon Cohen.
I can see.
How are you?
I can see.
I registered for tomorrow, but
you can do it today.
Okay, thank you. So I'm here.
Ladies, we are taking attendance of those who are participating in the meeting, not of those who are registering, because the important thing is to be here today with us for this hour and a half max, and with Tziona, and to learn together how we're going to work next year. So I think
it's not about signing up, but about showing up.
We will adopt this. Avital, I think we can start now, 42? Yes? If somebody joins in, then Toda rabba. Okay, dear teachers, first of all, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the teachers here not new to the program. So let me take this opportunity to thank you for all the previous years. We have now had MITF for 9 years. Some of you have been with us for 9 years. Some of you have been with us for less than that. But thank you for everything that you have done for the teaching fellows, and especially for the Israeli kids when working together with the teaching fellows. And now this meeting today, I'll just say now a few words to frame the meeting, and then I will pass the floor to Dr. Ziona Levy, the Chief Inspector for English, as you know, who is here with us. And Ziona, thank you for taking time on such busy schedule like yours to join us. It shows your support and your appreciation of the program, and we really deeply appreciate it. Okay, so as you all know here now, by now, we are continuing. We are delighted and proud to be able to continue with Masa Israel Teaching Fellows, although on a narrower scale than we're used to. If in the past, we could bring up to 300 participants to Israel, this year, due to all the budget cuts, we are only bringing 165 because this is what the budget allowed us. But still, we are happy to continue. And that's why today's meeting is so important, because the fellows that you are getting today, first of all, they were chosen and you were very, very carefully chosen. And it's very important that their potential this year especially is used to the full. You know how important it is to prepare beforehand. And this is what this meeting is going to be devoted to. So please take something, a notebook or whatever you use to take notes, because we will bring up all kinds of ideas and things that we would like you to write down to yourselves, and if suitable then to you, then implement in your work. And also we will leave time in the end for questions and answers. So please, if some questions pop up, write them down and we will be happy to answer them in the end. As you know already, we had meetings with principals and you, host teachers, to discuss the organizational aspects of the program in 2020-2021 school year. We already had meetings in Tel Aviv, in Bat Yam, in Netanya, Petach Tikva, Jerusalem, Haifa, and I must say that I was so happy to see full attendance of all the schools, and we discussed those organizational aspects there, and there are still schools, for example, Beit Sha'an, tomorrow at 8 o'clock we will do that, and Sunday the 30th we will do the same with Natzeret, and then on the 2nd of September we are doing all of Mahoz Merkaz, Rehovot, Ramla, and Rishon, and we will have covered all the 12 schools. Sorry, Rahat, I forgot Rahat. There are schools in Rahat, but we spoke with each school separately. And I'm happy to say that we'll have covered all the schools by next week. I think that this is the time to pass the floor to Ziona. And please, we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Okay, so this is a very exciting moment that officially the host teachers and the fellows get to start working together and to start building their beautiful partnership that actually makes the program the success that it is. The program exists for 9 years due to the partnership and due to the gains for all involved in it. And yes, in line of what you said, Anna, thank you very much for the introduction. It is a unique program because it's long-standing and it's something that we always aim for it to grow and more fellows, more volunteers come to Israel in order to learn about the Israeli culture, learn about the Israeli schools and then the education system, and also contribute, but without working together with the entire framework of MITF, of Anna and Hani and the rest of the team. And I'm not thanking each one of you in person, this whole thing wouldn't go as far as it does today. So first of all, thank you for that. And I want to extend my appreciation to all those involved. I would like to say also as an extension of what you said, Anna, about the numbers and the number of the hosting schools and the process in order to get acquainted and to make sure that everybody has their role and works together well. I would also like to say that the fact that we can meet all of us together by Zoom and also exploit the digital space in a way that maybe it's not, a touch, a personal touch in the way that we would have liked to do it, but still it does offer an initial beginning that can be the platform for continual getting together meetings. And this is the situation at the moment, which also will lead me to think about how can you promote student learning with these conditions. So we'll talk about that just a bit, because you have a whole session devoted to how to exploit, on the one hand, the fellows' expertise, the fellows' knowledge, the fellows' English, the fellows' capabilities, and the digital space, and how within a distance learning context, which is not simple, and it's a challenge that as we go along we will overcome. I think it's important to stress that the host teachers need to be very careful listeners, not only to what they do all the time, not only to their teammates, and not only to their principal and to the parents that they work with, and of course to the students and their needs, but also to what the fellows have to contribute. Meaning that when we see that somebody has a talent of some kind, and some hobby can be taken to the next level, and I'm going to give an example for that, then it is great if that talent or hobby or expertise is exploited to really make full use of everyone involved, and full potential of this resource that we are now getting into promoting English into Israeli schools. So I'm going to start with a few examples of what we had in the past year. It's a different year. I mean, we don't get to meet enough, and now we have to invent ourselves and how to build learning with the circumstances that are quite that we're all challenged by, especially somebody new coming to Israel. By the way, the fact that you were able to come to Israel, and there's under the constraints of no traveling and no air connections, hardly any air connections, is quite amazing. And it also shows the strength of the program and the need that we have. Okay, so last year in March, we suddenly discovered that we have this resource. We have these wonderful fellows in Israel, but there's no school. And there were many thoughts. How can these wonderful fellows be? How can we take advantage of their knowledge and experience and what they have to offer? So the truth of the matter is that it's something I can say whatever I want, and Anna can say whatever she wants. But the truth of the matter is that it's really whatever you build together based on what you can do for your students that you already know and that you will get at the time that they knew. So that's why professional judgment is really important. But what we did last year was we got together and we brainstormed different ideas, and we saw what are the likes and dislikes of all the stakeholders involved. But one of the things that we did was, and this is something I suggest again, we have a whole bank of filmed lessons. Some of the filmed lessons were done by fellows. So I think it would be very smart to use these filmed lessons, first of all, as a basis for what can be done, especially those that focus on speaking skills, and also work on other skills that perhaps some of the fellows are not so sure what is the best way to do to tackle a certain skill. All the models appear in one place on the Stay Up to Date site, and Hani will, I'm sure, Hani, will you be able to show where these film lessons are?
Yes, of course, and they have a link on the platform that we'll be showing in a minute.
Great, that's so.
Of
So that's
course.
wonderful. And so my first suggestion is to really exploit the resources that we have in order to promote what is most necessary, and that is speaking, but not only. And for speaking, you'll see on the Stay Up to Date site, we have the Speak Up program that also Hani knows, and I'm sure you're going to show more explicit examples from there. That can be done digitally in a digital manner, but also to get students to speak in a variety, in many ways. So you have it all there. The main goal, maybe I didn't say, but it's maybe it's not, it's obvious, but I'm still going to mention the main added value of the fellows is the fact that they speak only English. It's not a disadvantage. Many principals and teachers think that they have to mediate English through L1. Here, we're taking advantage of the fact that fellows don't have the L1, or maybe have it in a very minimal manner, and students need to communicate in L2, in English. So here we have this as an advantage, and we have different models on the Stay Up to Date site to promote speaking. So we already have two tools, using WhatsApp or using many other tools, vocally and other tools that can promote speaking in the digital space. Another thing that can be promoted by the fellows is, and that's something also that usually teachers don't have time enough, and very, very important, is different read aloud sessions. In order to gain fluency in reading, teachers need to hear, or students, first of all, have to read a lot, especially we're talking about elementary school. Teachers need to give opportunities as much as possible for students to read aloud, and that they can hear how they read and where they get stuck or where they need support. Now with distance learning, students can do the practice at home, like in a flipped classroom setting. Students can read at home, if it's a story, if it's a chant, or any other text that you decide on together between the two of you, the host teacher and the fellow. And students simply practice their fluency. It can be in pairs. It can be individually. But
Tiona,
yes.
we have an amazing virtual program that we created for the fellows and these amazing teachers. So I will be showing them a huge virtual program that can be just, it's ready-made.
To promote fluency in reading?
Yes.
Great, great. What I'm trying to say in general is that anything that the teachers feel that they need more practice, the fellows can be a great help in making that happen, because there will be someone additional to work on the practice, but also there will be somebody to give feedback. Anything that gives feedback, anything that does practice and is very beneficial. I just gave two principles: speaking on the one hand and practice within a flipped classroom setting. But Hani, you're the expert here, and you already gained a lot of experience over the years with Masa. Anna also supported all these visits. I mean, she knows the school so well. She knows each and every host teacher. She knows all the fellows now as well. And actually, I want to give you the blessing to just go on and move forward. Any questions?
Tziona, thank you very much. You really touched upon all the relevant points, and we will go more deeply into them from now. We will start. And again, let us thank you on behalf of all the teachers here for everything you do as a chief inspector. There are no words can express how much we appreciate you. And thank you for being with us today.
No problem at all. And if there is a specific need, I'm available, Bikitsu.
We know.
So,
thank you very much.
Okay. I just want to make sure that the fellows know two very important words in Hebrew that can help them manage the Israeli context. Which two words can be like the highlight of that can really take them to the next step? Any ideas? Two words that can be very helpful for fellows, for new immigrants, for people who are learning their first steps in Israel.
Sababa.
Sababa. That's okay. That's a good word. What else?
Achla.
Achla. Okay. I wanted to say dafka. Dafka. Anyway, I want to wish you all a great beginning of the school year. And really, the importance of this program goes beyond this session and beyond words. I live in a city where there are fellows in the schools, and I know how appreciated they are and how much the host teachers are appreciative for the connection, for the friendship, and for getting to know young people who come with energy, who come with love to the education system in Israel, and come with a very, very strong talent in reaching out to students in English. So I thank you very much, and we will meet.
You mentioned your city, so you can.
I didn't say what it is.
Rest assured that the authorities in your city work well. Our fellows arrived yesterday to Beit Shean, and they're sitting in in Bidud.
Yes.
And the police have already come to check that, and they had to show their passport to take off their mask so that they can see that it's really them, and to identify themselves with their passport. So the system is working.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know, because I don't know much about the system in Beit Shean because I'm hardly there. But I'm happy to hear that you're satisfied, Anna. Okay. So I wish you all the best, and we will be in touch in this context, in other contexts, and with whatever you need.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
So, dear teachers, as we have just mentioned, the fellows have arrived. They arrived yesterday. They all went into Bidud. both people who arrived from the red countries and people who arrived from the green countries, because we're taking extra precautions. We're taking precautions one level above what the standards of the Ministry of Health require. Now, you are going, I get a lot of questions from the teachers, when am I going to meet my fellows? So we are spending those days, today and tomorrow, our city coordinators, as you know, in every city there is a program provider, and then there is a city coordinator, and the city coordinators are getting to know the fellows better. They are not with them physically, they are, but they speak to them from a distance. So once they have a better, closer knowledge of them, they're at the same time, they're also reaching out to you. We asked every city coordinator to reach out to all the teachers to hear their expectations, the specifics of their schools, whatever they have to say, to listen to them. And I'm taking the word that Siona used, listeners, please, really, it's very important. We said to our coordinators as well, to listen to the teachers as much as they're listening to the participants, because it's only close cooperation that will bring us to success. So they will speak to you, they will hear from you, and then they will place, they will do the placements. I expect now you should also know that on the 27th, this Thursday, 2 days from now, we are having a webinar for the fellows, not for the teachers, you don't have to be there, just for the fellows. After this, after the 27th, the coordinators will be able to do their placements, and you will be able to reach out to your fellows. Now, a few words about this meeting, introductory meeting between the host teacher and the fellows. We're doing everything very, very structured, in a very, very structured way this year. And we have created a template on how to conduct this introductory meeting. The fellows, and Hani will, I will give the floor to Hani in a few minutes, and she will show you exactly the template and the questions that the fellows are going to ask you. And we're asking you now to use the next few days to make up your mind. What do you want from the fellows? Think, please, about your expectations. Don't be vague. Don't be, you know, tell them something like, do whatever you want, just be creative or something like that. This is not enough. Tell them what outcomes you expect of their work. What do you expect of them? So, and also after Hani shows you where this, the questions for this first meeting are, you can look at them and you can think already in advance about the expectations and how you're going to conduct this meeting. It's a work meeting. I'm sure that you will be very nice and warm, as you always are, and that you will smile a lot and that you will embrace your fellows from a distance. This we're sure about, but we also want it to be a work meeting. We want them to know after that, more or less, what's expected from them. After that, on the 14th of September, after they finish their bidud and other aspects of the program that come from Masa, they will come into schools. Now they're coming into schools on the 14th of September. Before then, when you speak to them, and again, Hani will go into more depth, they will have created a PowerPoint about me, which we will ask you to somehow show, find a way, find a day, find a way to show it to the kids, so that the kids already know more or less who to expect and how to greet him or her. Now, when the fellows come into your school, please choose carefully 2 kids for every one of the first days to accompany them. I mean, when they come on the 14th, decide which 2 kids are most communicative, most cooperative, and most suitable to accompany your fellows when they're getting to know the school. They will be equipped, the fellows will be equipped with a questionnaire where they have to find out all kinds of information about the school. where are the teachers' toilets, and what is the password to the Wi-Fi, and where is the library, and where are the computers, and what is who is in charge of printing materials, and who do I ask for permission, and how many days ahead of time do I have to hand in my worksheets or whatever. Also, we tried to cover all the things that we could think of. So, and it will be very nice for the children who accompany them to have a chance to speak in English for like 3-4 hours a day. But change the kids. Don't have same kids every day, okay? On the 14th, 2 kids, on the 15th, 2 kids, other 2 kids, right? So that everybody has a chance to get exposed to them. And for them, just try to see it from their point of view. It's a huge opportunity to meet Israeli children for the first time. Not just to meet the school, not just to get to know the school, but also to get to know the people they will be working with. Okay, and to hear their level of English, and to get used to their accent, and to get used to their behavior, and to get used to their tone of voice, and everything that comes with it. So these days before Rosh Hashanah is on the 18th, as you know. Erev Rosh Hashanah is on the 18th, which is a Friday. So these days will be spent doing orientation in school. After that, there are a few days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. They will be sitting in your classes, observing. Please encourage them. If you see that it's a person who is not shy and who is outgoing, please encourage them to walk around, to help the kids, to come up to the kids, to help them open the right page, do the right exercise. This will give them an opportunity to create some kind of personal contact and to get used to working with those children. Now,
I have to say something, Anna. I'm sorry for interrupting. I have to tell you something. 2 years ago, Bialik School, we decided to let them observe our English lessons. And one of them asked me to come and watch. I'm also a homeroom teacher. So he asked me to come and watch one of my Hebrew lessons, and it was spectacular. The kids tried to translate him to English, what we're talking about in Hebrew, and they showed him the text, and it was so cool.
Adar, thank you so much. You just read my mind. I forgot to mention it. It's very useful. This is what we heard from the fellows. It's very useful for them to sit in Hebrew speaking lessons, in Hebrew speaking classes, and not necessarily with their host teacher. They can do it with another teacher as well. But because then when they don't understand, they focus on the body language, and they pay more attention to the dynamics, okay? Who speaks more? Kids, teacher. There are some, kids who jump and then speak more than others. This gives them an opportunity to pay attention to all those details that when they don't understand, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that, Adar. And
Anna?
This is until Yom Kippur, and after Yom Kippur. There are a few days between Yom Kippur and Sukkot. Now, ladies, you are all experienced in MITF, and you know that our fellows are serious world travelers. And every year they used to travel a lot, and they used to take advantage of the fact that the school system gives you an opportunity to have longer holidays, for example, like Sukkot, and that you can go abroad. It's not going to happen this year. They're not going abroad, even though there are some what we call green countries like Bulgaria and I don't know, Greece, others. It's irrelevant for our fellows, because when you come back to Israel, you have to be in a bidud, and we're not going to have someone sit in the bidud for 2 weeks, okay? So they know that they're not going abroad, which is, in a way, it's better for us, because first of all, they will probably travel around Israel and get to know Israel more. And also they will not get out of touch, okay? And they will not forget what they have seen and what they have learned until then. Now, when they come back after Sukkot, they start working with you, with the kids. Now, I want to say something before, Avital, can we change to part 2, please? the slide, Avital? There are no slides here. So I can go without it, but thank you. Great. Now, professional guidance. Those of you who are Vatikot, you know that we used to work with pedagogical advisors. We used to have pedagogical advisors in addition to host teachers. And 2 or 3 years ago, we stopped with that. And the only professional guidance that they get is from their host teacher. The responsibility for what they're working on, with who, with which children, is yours. It's all yours. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's also a lot of freedom. There isn't anybody standing behind them and giving them ideas which may be not suitable to your school, which may be not suitable to you, not what you find useful in your teaching. So the host teachers are chosen. That's why we choose schools so carefully. The host teachers are chosen very carefully. We trust your professional judgment 100%.
Anna?
Yes.
וואי, איזה חול. לא נכון.
Nina, תסגרי את עצמך.
Hannah, I just wanted to make sure you saw that I sent you the thing.
Yes, and I started I
Nina.
got this far, but I'm gonna create.
Nina. So professional guidance, all of it comes from you. And that's why we're today is the 25th. Until they come to your school on the 14th, you have many days to think very well what you want to achieve from your work with them, how they can contribute to your kids, and prepare very, very carefully. We suggest that you start with the outcomes. You are already very experienced and you can think of what do I want after you have met your fellow, after you have seen what kind of person he, she is. Some of them are stars, as you know, and are very, very good, very, very charismatic, very energetic, very self-confident. Others, and they can work with, you will decide, he can do 5 kids at a time in a group, either by distance learning or in school. But you can also get someone who is quieter, who is less confident, and who can work with one child, especially, as you know now, many of the weaker kids will be even weaker, because we had 6 months of actually very little school, very little learning. So if you think professionally as a teacher, you think the best thing will be to give each day he's working, every day an hour he's working with one child, one-on-one, with those children who I feel are behind now and who need a push and who need individual attention, and which I cannot give them because I'm so busy with so many other kids. This is absolutely fine, but make an intelligent decision. I mean, think about it and think why you are doing what you are doing. Now, content of the fellows' work with pupils. Hani, in just a few seconds, will speak about that more in depth. But the content is what you decide, plus our digital toolbox. And we call it toolbox and not by any other name on purpose, because we have tools there. We don't have more than tools. What we want to give them are tools how to enrich their work, how to frame their work also. There are there, for example, templates on how to structure a lesson. The fellow should know the real basics of pedagogical work, right, of pedagogy. He should always start his session with same sentences, like, hi, my name is Shlomit. I am from California. What's your name? How old are you? Do you have any brothers, sisters? I have a brother. Like some sentences, you know, basics, but repeat them in every session so that the kids learn something. And also end every session with a review of what have we learned today. Have some kind of a conclusion to a lesson. These are basics, and Hani will go into them more into depth. This we have in the digital toolbox. We have all kinds of activities about holidays, things and that, but really now is the time to pass the floor to Hani. And for those of you who don't know her, Hani is our pedagogical manager at Oranim. She manages the digital platform and our pedagogical advisor on behalf of Oranim. Bevakasha.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? My name is Hani. I've been working in the ministry for more than 20 years. I lived in Washington, D.C. for 5 years. I taught there English, and I am writing a thesis on reading acquisition. And I'm working at Oranim in a full-time position, and I'm an English counselor in the Northern District. I work with the Akwesh Kolot, and I work in Migdala Emek, and I have schools in Gush Segev, which is a lot of fun, and fun in the summer because we have been working more than ever during this past summer. I live in the north, I live in Shimshit, and I have 3 kids. And I think that I'm telling you all this background because we have gained throughout our years of teachers and professionals so many tools. And I think that the cards have been shuffled all over again, and we have to rethink how to become good teachers and efficient teachers during these days. And I would like to thank my team at Oranim Academic College of Education and the International School. Ahava Steinbauer, she is a great team member. I'm not sure that she joined us today here. And Tal Alon, she is Tal here, is Ahava here? Maybe she can say hi. Well, she has been developing amazing materials with me. She made Aliyah from the US almost 3 years ago, and we're very happy to have her in the team. Ahava, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Hi.
So Ahava is we work hand by hand, and I work with counselors, and we have Tal Alon. She just finished college a year ago, but she's amazing and talented, and that's it. So what we're going to share are suggestions and some materials that we think are useful. And if you have comments or you think that we should improve something, this digital toolbox that we created as a tool to communicate with you and the fellows is something that is alive. So that means that you can send us anytime, in any hour, an email or a WhatsApp or whatever, and we will answer and fix or accommodate things that can be more suitable for you. So the toolbox looks like this. I'm going to share on the chat. 1 second. I'm going to share the link here. Avital, I'm sending it to everyone. Okay, so this is the link for our toolbox, which has been developed. This is the 3rd year that has been going through a lot of changes and adjustments. And this is the main page. Here you will find search by topic. You can search here, just write a word, food, animal, Purims. You will have the toolbox itself, which will show you how it's organized. We have the website for MITF, about, and you can contact us. On the center, we have Fellows Share, which is a drive for fellows. And of course, you're always welcome to share as well materials so other fellows can use them. So if you click here, you will be opening, can you see, a new page with an empty drive, and the drive is endless. I mean, you can upload anything you want. We have endless space here. Another one is click here to join the group. We have a WhatsApp group for the fellows. So if they don't know or if they don't remember, it's very important that you are aware of this group. So You might encourage them to join our WhatsApp group to be updated. And we usually do not write much on the group, but rather they talk to each other, one from the north and one from the south. They record themselves, they send TikToks and they send ideas. So it's wonderful to be part of this WhatsApp group. We have the updates and teaching tools here, which is, it looks like this. This is a very simple way to present some of the most used or the most updated materials. You have the link for the toolbox, the online host teacher meeting form. I will be explaining each one of those. MITF virtual meeting feedback form, which the fellows may use after teaching online or doing a session online if somebody's in Bidud, or maybe the school will be closed, so they will be having this tool as a virtual feedback form that they can use while they teach or after they teach. You can see a weekly planner that we created that can be used for you to help the fellows organize themselves. Pedagogical resources. We have teaching suggestions and guides. Beginning of the year fellows. We have a weekly planner PowerPoint. I think I will show it to you. I think it's a great tool to help you to be in touch with your fellow, because as I recall, I mean, we are so busy during the day and during the week, we don't have time for anything. So this might be a very good tool for you to connect with your fellow and try to find ways to send them stuff or send them guidance and so forth. We have the national online broadcast lessons for elementary and for junior. Tiona talked about it. These are very helpful, especially in the beginning where they are not, most of them are not teachers. They definitely don't know how to teach kids, especially EFL kids, English foreign language learners, which is a complete different situation from the United States or anything that they have known from before. They don't know what's present simple. They don't know anything. They don't know these concepts at all. National online broadcast, I said. Rosh Hashanah activities. We will change this according to the holidays. Reading virtual program. This is a program that I will show. And Hebrew and Arabic for you. These are all kinds of words that can be used in the classroom. And some of them found this link in the end of the year. And I was like, wow, I didn't know about this link. How come? So before I continue, does anybody have a question before I show you each one of the links? Anyone?
Yes, I have a question. Do the teachers get password to this toolbox?
Everything is open for you to use, and we encourage you to use this toolbox since it is a win-win situation. The meaning is that, Natalie, if you need, for example, a lesson plan and you don't have time to sit with your fellow, so you may go to the toolbox, you may open the toolbox, go to 5th grade, for example, you click 5th grade, and then you know that you're teaching, for example, you are teaching with the book Hey, okay? Let's go to book Hey or Our World. Which book do you teach? Can you just name a book?
Our World.
Our World. Okay, so let's go to Our World. You do not have time to prepare stuff for the fellow because you're overwhelmed and you have 100,000 things to do. So you have book introduction activities. You have unit 1. You can go to unit 1. You see the sub links are sub ideas for each topic of the book. You can download each one of them or just some of them. Snakes and ladders. You have ladders. You have listening practice. Click to download the activities. So you click, you download. 1 second, and that's it. And you have the activity. Read it, and we wrote everything on the file.
How do we get the box?
Excuse me?
How do we get the link to the toolbox? Are you going
It's on
to
the
send
chat.
us?
You have it right now. You can save it. It's on the chat.
Honey?
Yes.
Can we share?
Hi.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Hi. This is Sharon. I wanted to ask, first of all, I remember this from last year. They've been using, but is it phone friendly, like on a phone?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so what I have showed you now in a few minutes ago, we have the toolbox itself. Let's go back to the toolbox. I'm going back again, okay? So we have, can you see the toolbox?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So we are here, you have the drive, you have the WhatsApp, and we have the updates. These two buttons were included, these two elements were included because we want the fellows to be engaged. And we heard from them after a feedback and after many focus groups, that these fellows want to be seen. They want to show what they know, what they have done, whatever. So that's why these two things are extremely important for them to get out there and to be seen in front of you. They want to show you how great they are. And I think they're right. They just came to give something. So this is a great way to engage them. If you go down lower, you have young learners. This is for first, second, and third grade. So if you go in, you will see materials that are suitable for young kids. You have fourth grade. I will be opening each one of them. This is the young learners and fourth grade, fifth grade. Let's go one by one. Young learners, we have books and workbooks. So if you click in, you will see books that are related, school books for second grade and for third grade. So if you click, you will have all the links to click 1, click 2, click 3. All the books are in here. They're all organized. If you want to get oral activities, which are activities that are based on listening and speaking, because kids in the first, second, and some of the third grade do not read yet. They haven't acquired reading. So these activities are very helpful for the fellows. Vocabulary too, you have all kinds of materials and activities and the books, as I mentioned. So if you go to the fourth grade, the same, you have all the books, you have vocabulary activities and activities by topics. This is new. We create, for example, this is an example, food. If you go to food, you have worksheets, you have story time, food cards, photos, everything is open, and that food videos. Sometimes it's so difficult to stop and tell the fellow where to find it, what to do. So just open food dominoes, ready to use, story time food. You have the worksheets that you can download, of course. Everything is downloadable. Again, do you see how I download it in a second? Everything is here to use. I'm going back.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do the participants get an example of a lesson plan in this website, like how to build?
Yes, yes, I'm getting to there. I'm just showing you now the skeleton, like the overall, and then we will dive into the most important things for the beginning of the
Hani,
yes.
we keep track of the time, okay?
Yes, yes, of course, until 11:15.
No. We have a lot to say after that, and we want to leave time for questions and answers. So please, if you can,
7 more minutes.
What you are doing.
7 minutes. I'm done.
Okay. The
Okay.
review of the teachers, we will. Somebody here was asking if there is a password. It's like Hani wrote to you. She sent you the link. You just open and you review it. You will see what's there.
Yes.
And yes, Hani,
Okay,
please.
so let me just wrap up, but just in general. So you have virtual learning and resources. You will find this extremely helpful. A high school and junior high school the same, and you have the fellows lunch. This is new. We created the fellows lunch, and here you will have a link for teachers. We will be adding things for you here. Beginning of the year, class manager. They have so many things for the fellows in here. Now, if we go back to where I started, and then we wrap up. This is the updates and teaching tools. You click, I will send this link to you because it's relevant for the beginning of the year. So you will have it right now on your phone, on your computer. Everything is computer, phone, tablet friendly. Host line, the online host teacher meeting. This is the form that the fellows received. They will be asking your name, your last name, dates for online meetings with your teacher and teachers, the school setting, what type of school, if it's a mamlahti, all these questions are included in the form. Who do I ask for help in the school? How many students I will be teaching? So if you review this form, I think you will be more ready for the fellow when it comes to your meeting. Okay, so let's continue. We have the Meet virtual feedback. If fellows teach online, they have a feedback form that they need to follow, so they won't be lost after. They need to know how many participants, and we will know how they did it. If you want to take this as a sample for yourself, as monitoring their work, you can copy the content, or we can send you the copy, and you can create your own school virtual meeting feedback. This is like a sample, okay? A sample for everyone. Weekly planner, we have it's very easy to see. And pedagogical resources, Ahavat Talent myself created these 6 guides for teaching vocabulary, teaching, let's say, I'm going to show you the cognates. Okay, let's say you give these fellows a 3rd grade or a 4th grade. How do they teach cognates, for example, which is one of the first lessons besides songs, of course, and how are you, and games. But let's say you wanted the fellows to teach something, actually, to do something with the kids more meaningfully. Okay, so you can download these guides, and we wrote here everything. Begin the lesson, do this, communicate expectations, dialogue, set up, okay, everything is in here. Voice, how they speak to the kids, how many phrases, all kinds of recommendations, questions, and then they have the words, all the cognates. Fellows not necessarily know that dolphin is dolphin be'ivrit because they do not know Arabic, neither Hebrew. Most of the cognates are the same in Arabic as well. This is and they have to say, and we explain all kinds of ways to teach. And 1 second, I'm going to close it because we don't have much time, but you will see all the links under pedagogical resources, teaching suggestions and guides. Beginning of the year for fellows, they go here, they have first 2 weeks preparation for the school year, icebreakers, opening and closing your activity lesson, game templates, lesson plan templates, and so forth. They have Rosh Hashanah activities, and I would like to sum up and talk about the reading virtual program, which is something that you may use because we don't have, usually, we do not have time to do let me ask you, do you feel like you don't have enough time to read with the kids? I'm not talking about intensive reading as essays or short text. I'm talking about books. Do you have time to read with your kids?
Yes, I do.
Dvora does. Does anybody else?
Yes.
Dvora?
Yeah.
Great. From my experience, I've been working for years, and I've been, I visit schools. Teachers do try to incorporate extensive reading, but it's very complicated because the library sometimes doesn't work. They don't have enough books, and if they do, they're not suitable for the level.
Yes, but we have the library project. We're in the library project of the Ministry of Education. And we have lessons that are library only.
So maybe Drora, if you would like to share with the fellows and to share some ideas, you are welcome to do so. We have the platform and the drive. So you can
last year we had Natalie, and it was last year we had Natalie, and Natalie she was responsible for that project, and it was great. We helped her, of course, but it was her project.
So Drora, we count on you this year to share. They can share on WhatsApp, or your fellow can share to all the other fellows how they do the library program in your school, which is a great idea. So
I'd like to say something, if possible.
Yes, I'm just finishing up with this library project.
No, about the books, can I say something?
Okay. Yes, Daphne, yes, sure.
Yeah. Eric Cohen has a website, and the kids can read books. It's free. They just have to sign in, and we did it last year, and the kids had to do work pages after that. There were questions and things like that, and they send me the answers, like they could take it on their phone. I mean, to show me that they did the work, and there are many books there, and it's all free. So you can
now
use
it's free because of the corona.
Yeah.
We hope that it will continue being free. Yes, I agree. The books are great.
So
and
you can use them, everyone.
Great readers, you may use them as well, of course. And I hope Erican will keep those library open.
Not because of the corona.
Daphne, would you mind sharing here the link on the chat for our teachers?
You just write Eric Cohen, and
okay.
Yes, just write Eric.
To sum up the Taking Online library, you have links for books online ready to go. I won't get into in each one of them, but they're readers by level. And you have a huge amount of work around the book Aladdin, which was given by the Ministry of Education to many schools. There are wonderful activities here. You have more books, more digital books, and
the Secret Garden also.
Tutorial how to create your own virtual library. So if you want to work with your fellow, they can create their own library. So if we go into the link, this is called the readathon. 1 second, I'm getting into, it's called a readathon.
It's also on the website, Hani?
Yes, I shared everything. It's, can you see the readathon file? Readathon online books and graded readers. Can you see it?
Yes.
Can you see the file? Okay. So this file basically is a live file. You may add books, may add activities. The books are graded by level, see? And you have even native speakers at the end of it's by level. So the more you roll down, the higher the books, the level of the books go higher. Then you can go into a form. You can create your own forms. And this is a Reading Corona project that we did. The name of the school, the kids can say in which grade they are, which book they choose. In one sentence, the book is about. You can change, of course, the level of the questions. I would recommend the book, yes, no, maybe other. I would like to add, they can upload reading, and they can upload themselves. They can upload themselves reading, a recorded reading. They can do some projects with you. And it's a very simple way to connect with the kids and see how they were doing on their reading. And the last one is just an example. This is a book that it's the rainy day activity. You can create those with the fellows as well with the ESL videos. It's not complicated. And okay, so they have the book. No, says Rosie. This was recorded by me, and Ahava did also a book. Your fellows can create readers on YouTube, and the questions are here. And the best part is that students can see how they did. For example, Rosie wants to play in the yard, park, house, and they need to listen, or they can read without listening, and they need to answer the questions. So the reading program is, it's huge. You have literally hundreds and hundreds of books and ideas, and everything is free, everything is open, everything is without any passwords or anything. You have a huge library, which is called the uniteforliteracy.com. It was donated by the world, by the world, basically, by the UNICEF, because of the lack of reading skills. Many kids are illiterate around the world, and during Corona, many kids were isolated from their schools. So they created this huge bank of books.
What is the name of the website?
I will share it. It's called Unite for Literacy.
Oh my God. Can you show again the ESL video website?
Friends, E-I-E-I-O.
Okay. Yes, I can show you. This is a great site. It's called ESL Video. I can share this now. And everything is open. You may call Ryan. Ryan, the one who created this site, is a friend of mine. And he's also looking for teachers to connect around the world. Your fellows can be part of this project. And the owner of the site is a very, very good friend, and he will do anything to help you. So that's a great way to engage a fellow. And then you have the Unite for Literacy.
You re-show the, please.
1 second, the Unite for Literacy.
Can you share it?
Okay, this is a great, great site. And I think
Can
that
you
when a fellow cannot talk or cannot engage with the student.
Hi.
1 second.
Hi, honey.
Yes, that's it. 1 second, I'm summing up and in 160 seconds, and then we can go to questions. So summing up, we have this toolbox, and I think that this toolbox is one of the most, I don't know, it's a good tool basically for fellows, for teachers. You have all your materials, and fellows can engage here. They can share, they can talk to us, to you, and that's it. So if you are not sure, you can just go to the main page and find all the things that I said, sum up in one link. That's it. I didn't show you that, right?
Can you send all the links in the WhatsApp group?
Yes, this is the site. So if you do not find the things that I said, you just can click mitf.masaisrael.org, click, and find all the materials that I spoke about during this presentation on the Masa site.
Hani, toda rabba. And dear teachers, as you can see, Hani and her team, not only did they work very hard, but they were also very successful. And we really believe that they have created a very meaningful tool for the work for Masa Israel Teaching Fellows. We're really happy with the outcome. We're happy with what is there. However, I would like to ask you, because there is so much experience in this room and so much knowledge in the Zoom room, okay, that please, any suggestions that you have, after exploring it, of course, Hani just had a few minutes, she couldn't go into everything. Please explore this tool. We believe that it can help you in your work as well as in the fellows' work, but please explore. And if you have any additional ideas, something that we haven't thought about, something that you think is worth adding, please share with us. We will make sure that Hani and her team continue working and add other things, although we think that it's a very good tool as is already now, okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Shlomit.
Okay, as I said in June when we spoke and we had the Zoom meeting, still I don't see for the fourth graders.
Shlomit, no, Shlomit, sorry. This Zoom meeting today is not about adding things to the platform. Please, we will do it in an orderly. You, Shlomit, was kind enough to join us in one of the focus groups.
So she already knows the tool well. She already, this toolbox, she already did go into it and she already knows what she wants added. But please, let's not use this meeting where we have 45 people who don't know it yet, okay?
Flomit, you can send me
we will
feedback
do
on
it
the
separately.
toolbox.
Okay, Hani, I will send you.
Sure. We
I will
added
send you.
things, but I think you should, yeah, we can talk.
All
Thank
right.
you. We will,
No problem.
whatever, Shlomit and other people, whatever you think needs to be
Can we
added.
get Hani's mail at the chat?
Of course.
Thank you.
Hani, write your mail in the chat now, okay?
Fine, no problem.
Thank
Good.
you for that. Now, I'm glad that you have had an opportunity to get introduced to this tool, to learn about it, and please encourage your fellows to use it.
It's a great tool. It's a great tool.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Flomit. And encourage them. You now know that it exists. You now know what is there. You will go into it. You will learn better about it, more things about it. And please encourage your fellows daily, really daily, constantly, regularly. You must use the toolbox. This is really, we believe that it will really make their work much more meaningful.
And easier for us.
I have a rude
Easier for
question.
us.
Of course, of course. Thank
Can
you, ladies. Ladies, we will leave. There will be time in the end, okay, for the questions and everything. I just want to take a few minutes to finish
Okay.
saying what we need to say. And now, as you know, some of the structural things, Hani mentioned them all. I'm just repeating. Don't forget, your fellow schedule must be organized. Last year, we met with Corona in March, and we just played it, you know, as we went. As you go, when you say. This year, it's not going to be like this. It has to be structured. Hybrid teaching, well, you have heard a lot about it. You are still hearing about it from other sources. You don't need me to speak to you about this, but include them in your hybrid teaching. As you are organizing it for yourselves, keep them in the picture as well. Keep them in the loop as well. Monitoring your fellow.
And I sent an idea for a weekly planner for the fellows.
Yes, you mentioned it. Yeah, Hani showed you that there is this tool already there. Now, monitoring your fellows' work, you must be on top of things. He cannot speak to kids, especially not in distance learning, without you knowing exactly what he's doing with whom and hearing from him afterwards how it was, whether it was useful, whether he would like to do it again, what he would like to change. You must be on top of things. And giving and receiving feedback, as you know, it's a must. Now, keep in mind, they only have you. They want to know if what they're doing, if they're going in the right direction. And you are teachers, you know, they don't know. He doesn't know, he has never done it before. How does he know that what he's doing is what is really the right thing to do? So please keep giving them feedback. It can be any constructive feedback. You don't have to only praise them all the time and tell them how wonderful they are. You have to give constructive feedback, what needs to be changed, if it needs to be changed. And receiving feedback, please ask him constantly, what else do you need from me? How can I help you? How can the school help you? How can we make your contribution more meaningful? Okay, now, and so now we are actually, one more thing. Remember, again, I've mentioned it many times, I'm just reminding you again, they are not teachers and we don't want them to be teachers. They're also not students. They're not learning how to be teachers. They're an additional resource who come, their strength is their native English, their necessity for the kids to communicate with them in English and not teach them Hebrew, communicate with them in English. The fact that they're so attractive to the kids and the kids want to work with them and want to understand them and want to make themselves clear to them. And something that Hani, I was listening very carefully, you forgot to mention something that you and I spoke about and is very important. Hani gave me this idea. Less is more. Hani, you want to explain what you mean by this?
Sure. I think that especially during Corona, we think about, wow, we have to teach this and this, and Well, not really. During the corona, especially during these agitated days, to take a unit, a book, one of the units in the book, and do one reading, one listening, one writing, one speaking, and one mediation activity, which can be a project. Imagine that you're doing 4 skills and 2 other activities. There are 6 things that you will be doing thoroughly in one unit. And of course, you will say, what about vocabulary? Well, vocabulary can be extra stuff, can be taught as units, as vocabulary units. So the fellows can help you, for example, take one of the readings that you won't have time to do during the unit. This is one example that can be used, not to spread all over. And I think that to give the fellows the sense of control, that they are doing a good thing, doing 1, 2, 3, 4, it will give them also a feeling of successfulness, that they will feel like they are doing a good thing in your classroom, a good thing in your school. That's it.
Okay, ladies, this is the time. What is the time now? It's 11:15. Please, we are open to your questions, remarks, whatever you think we can learn from you and improve our work with you, and all the other teachers need to hear. Please, we're listening.
Thanks a lot for this meeting.
Anna, one comment. Can you hear me?
Thank you.
Yes. Clara.
Yeah, I just wanted to say you spoke earlier about the fact that the fellows should be taking part in the Hebrew lessons. I must say that my fellow last year followed me in all my homeroom teaching classes, and she became part of the whole teaching in Chinuch. And by the end of the year, at the very last lesson, she actually sat with me for 2 hours, and suddenly she said, "Clara, you won't believe it. I understand everything you're talking to them. I cannot respond, but I can understand everything you're saying." So I think that it's very beneficial for them to get acquainted with the kids, and the minute they are part of them, then it's easier on digital learning to get them cooperate with the fellows, because it's quite difficult to get them cooperate with the fellows when they don't really connect on a personal level. So
Clara, you're so right, and they have a list of vocabulary for Hebrew for the classroom. It's not just it's Hebrew, but specifically for the classroom. Okay.
Okay.
That's a very good
Toolbox. I have just a small technical question. First of all, thank you for today's meeting. And the tools are amazing. I'm certainly going to use them. Something very technical. Usually we invite them to our house as many times as possible. Due to the corona, it's not very, safe. So I wanted to make sure, is Masa organizing something for them during the holidays, or are they going to be alone and depend on us during the, let's say,
Okay, Shlomit.
Yeah.
Anything all the teachers, you and all the teachers, what you do with the fellows, all the social contacts that you build are very much appreciated. But at the same time, this is the responsibility of Masa. It's very nice that you do it, and you can't even imagine how meaningful it is to them. Because in the end of the year, when we do our evaluation and we ask them, who was the closest person to you? They usually say, my host teacher. Most of them say, my host teacher. You can't even imagine how many emails I get or WhatsApps from fellows saying, and it's really even embarrassing, saying, I feel that my host teacher is like my mom, my Israeli mom. Okay, so this is fine, but what we follow the standards of the Ministry of Health. We do what we can. What we can do, we will do face-to-face. What we will not be able to do, we will do online. And this is extremely important. We have to keep them healthy. We have to keep ourselves healthy, of course, but we also have to keep them healthy. We want them to work here. We cannot have them, if we will have to, we will deal with it, but we don't want to have them sick here, either with corona or to be in bidud as little as possible. בסדר?
Thank you.
Okay, more questions, please.
I have, I think that if they cannot go to our homes, they stay together and then they have each other and they have potlucks and in Passover, last Passover, I ordered a catering for them. There were like 12 of them in Netanya staying for Passover. It was really nice. So I think it's a solution.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Them being together, and if everyone goes to their teachers or wherever.
E F G H I J K L M.
Who is speaking?
I don't know.
Who is singing?
I don't know.
Is any a male teacher? Do we have any male teachers?
This is an extreme here. A male teacher.
And can I?
Men.
No, but we have Shlomit. We have.
I know. I'm just going to sing, give me a man, but after midnight.
I have to be careful, Shlomit.
It's
just summer vacation.
Can I say something about the books they're reading?
Please.
I think that teaching fellows are really technological. They're young and they know many applications and platforms, and they can. We have the post-reading activities that we do usually with our kids, building models, writing, etc., making comics after reading the book, right? So I think that they can. The teaching fellows can teach teachers how to use digital tools, and then they can use the digital tools, for example, a comics tool, a tool that makes comics, a tool, really use the technology, okay, to do these activities, the reading activities with the books. For example, we used Ali this year to make, well, it was, we took the book Tom Sawyer by Eric Cohen, and we planted some activities with the Toontastic and Comic Maker and Voki on the chapters of Tom Sawyer. And we really created a nice thing. Maybe I can share it on the WhatsApp group.
And can I say something? I think that this group, and Anna, I think was brilliant to meet all the teachers together and talk about not only logistic stuff, but also pedagogical things. Sharon, I think you've raised an amazing point. When you get something good with a fellow share, let the fellow share, they will shine in front of their friends, and this will basically bring light into all the schools. And,
right.
And we do encourage you to share and to bring other amazing ideas, because everyone here is, I'm sure you're extremely professional. So.
Yes, right. Thank you. And also the point, just to sharpen the point that I'm saying, that the fellows are younger, they know much more, many applications. They know technology, maybe more than some of us, and they can teach teachers, and they can, we can empower them by them teaching how to use the digital tools also.
That's a great idea.
I just want to, I hope we have stressed it enough, but I'm not sure. This meeting today was, number one, for you, first of all, first and foremost, I would say, for you to prepare for getting those fellows. And Hani gave here an amazing tool for you. I think it's all of you found it helpful. You can think of ways how you engage your fellows using this tool and in general. But I must say, we are not, you remember with what we started. We started with saying that we have only 165 fellows at this moment, okay, here in Israel. We will not be able to bring, we couldn't bring more. We had more, we had waiting lists. but we couldn't accept anymore because this is the budget that we have. And those people have to be used to the fullest. Not an hour a day or not 2 hours a day, but all the 4 or 5 hours a day as we require. And if some of the hours are going to be face-to-face, other hours are going to be online. Some of the hours may be working with just one child at a time. Other hours may be with you in your Zoom session or in your classroom, whatever. You have to work with them very closely and to engage them very closely. I'm repeating here what I said in most of the meetings already in the cities. The fellows that are coming now, that have come now for this Tafshin Pei Aleph, know that they're committed to 25 hours a week of flexible work. Okay? Whatever will be required from them, we made it very clear. They signed this document, a memorandum that we call, saying that they know that this year there will be unexpected circumstances and they are prepared to work under any circumstances that will be required. Please keep that in mind. They are supposed to be open-minded and flexible, and you are anyhow open-minded and flexible. You are Israelis, you are Israeli teachers, you are always ready for unexpected events, but keep that in mind and please employ them fully. They came for that only. It's not like March last year when they suddenly found themselves here under Corona. They are coming knowing that they are coming for this. They're coming to work with kids and to be meaningful. And I'm going back to what Hani just said, less is more. They have to get concrete, specific tasks and be able to know what I'm doing and what I have done, and that what I have done has been beneficial for the child, to the child. Okay? Please remember that. Anybody wants to say anything else, please?
Just thank you. It was very meaningful.
Is there a day off on Sunday?
Yes.
I have a day off on Sunday? Okay.
Really great.
It's not exactly a day off. It's a day off from school, but it's
Yes,
a day
from school.
yeah, it's a day that we devote to other activities of Masa. You know that the program consists of other activities as well.
Okay.
Anybody else, ladies?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and have a good year. And
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Have a great
Hani.
Thank you very much. Have a great year.
Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
חני, תכבי את הפגישה, אביטל כבר לא פה. חני? כן.